Hey, good morning, folks. Good morning, friends. Good morning, our donors. Good morning, our volunteers. Good morning, our supporters. Good morning, Belize. Good morning to all Belizeans and our Facebook friends and followers throughout the world, in the Caribbean, wherever you are. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. You know, care what time you watch me. Hey, good day. All right, we want to make a few quick adjustments to what we do, and we have been thinking long and hard about this new move for Ladyville highlights, and it's that while we do most of what we do free of cost, we also have overhead expenses. For example, there are times we need to go and pick up adult diapers from persons right here in Belize who donate to us, and we need to travel great distances. For example, we went to Kettle Village, where a Belizean American family came in and they gave us a truck full. The entire pickup truck that we drive, the back of it was full to capacity with adult diapers that we then distribute free of cost to persons who have sick loved ones, for persons who are bedridden, because these things are very costly. All right, a pack of Pampers runs somewhere between $25 to $30. I've seen pack of adult diapers for almost $50, $49.99 in some stores. All right, but we here at Ladyville Highlights, we are so much in tune, and so we want to help families, especially struggling families who have difficulties in providing these necessary items for their loved ones. So we provide it free of cost. However, the vehicle, the pickup, the van, and the other vehicles that we drive, they do have expenses. For example, we went to Corozal, and while en route to Corozal, the pickup truck experienced where the clutch disc went wrong. That thing cost us almost $500 to be repaired, along with the labor for the gentleman, Mr. Juan Perez from San Pedro, where the truck had to stay to be fixed. All right, and those things cost money. Now the thing is, where does these monies come from? To pay for tires. Where does the money come from? For pay for oil, for change oil, and so forth. All right. So we have decided then, folks, donors and our recipients of what we bless people with, we want you to help us. Okay? How can you help us? We're asking that anytime you come to pick up adult diapers, anytime you come to pick up any item, especially medical supplies, all right? Diabetic needles, we have diabetic syringes. Yes, so on the issue of colostomy bags, walkers, crutch sticks, and other medical supplies, we are asking if you, the person who are in need of such item, if you can kindly give a love donation towards the item that you receive. All right, we're not selling the item, we're not charging you for the item. However, when we have to drive to Belmopan, like we went and we picked up some supplies from Belmopan, a lady, her family member had passed away, and so all the items that they were using for that said family member, they decided that they will donate it to Ladyville Highlights. However, I had to drive from Belize City to Belmopan City, pick up these items, and return back with these items. And then when someone would call and say, Mr. Albert, do you have a walker to help us with it? Because my family member, he needs a walker. We give it, and they come and they receive it, and we don't charge. But it has become overwhelming now in regards to gas, because while the items are given to you free, whenever we go to the gas station man no want hear God and bless you. All right, the gas station man or the manager or the employees, they don't want to hear God and bless you, then stand up to wait for the money to pay for the gas. So when we say that we are asking for a love donation, trust me, your love donation will be received. You will receive a receipt in the Ladyville Highlights, stamp on it for your donation towards Ladyville Highlights. Your donation will then be deposited to the Ladyville Highlights Atlantic bank account, whereby in the event we need to go and pick up. Right now as I'm speaking, a lady, Miss Gongora in Sand Hill, has a huge amount of Pampers that I need to go and pick up that she's donating to us here. Alright, again, how will I get to Sand Hill if I don't have gas in the vehicle? And it's not good to drive your vehicle below gas because you're going to damage your gas pump and create another problem again. Alright, so recipients of blessings from Ladyville Highlights, especially medical supplies, adult diapers, walkers, crutch sticks, gauze, whatever it is. When you come to Ladyville Highlights to receive those items, we're asking you to kindly give a love donation towards our gas expenses and our operational cost expenses, all right, so that we can be able to function. At the end of the day, it takes money to get anything done in regards to running an organization. While it is charity, charity also has its expenses, all right? The internet I'm using in my home has its expenses, all right? So your donation will help us to cover these expenses and to make the operation of Ladyville Highlights program even smoother. In the future, we also intend to construct an office for Ladyville Highlights. All right here on our property where we live, we want to construct a small office whereby I don't have to go and meet persons on the street. Right now, to do an interview, I go and meet people everywhere, in your home, in the streets. But if we have an office to operate from, you will be able to come to our office, sit in comfort, we discuss, and then in the office we'll have a little area designated as a studio where we'll do the recording of the video that we will then use to help you receive the assistance that you need. All right, so at the end of the day, guys, we're asking for your support. We don't normally do this, but we cannot afford to be going in our pockets all the time. Most of the time, to fix it, to pick up the last time, it cost us close to $500, and then to change some parts, it cost us $650 Belize. All right, we did this because good Belizean Americans in Inglewood, the owners of the truck, were so good to us that they covered the cost for that repairs and for the change of parts on the vehicle. They even sent the parts, as a matter of fact. All right, the van, not talk about the van. The van, I believe God is certainly blessing this program, because the van was giving trouble. 2 months we haven't been to no villages because the van was giving so much trouble. One Friday, I was in my room and I heard playing the words of God. The voice of God says, Albert, there is nothing wrong with your van. Take your van, get the keys, go and drive your van around the city, and you will see the problem that the van had will be no more. Guys, as there's a God above, I went that night and I drove the van. I went around Belize City. Then I said, you know what, let me go a little longer distance, and I went all the way to the new bridge, turned around and came back down back, and the van didn't give not even 1 inch of problem like it normally did when it was giving trouble. And I was amazed. But just to test it out, I said, you know what, let's go for Easter, let us go and spend 2 days with our auntie in Cayo. And we took the van to Cayo, and that was the testing point when I realized that. When I heard God says, Albert, nothing is wrong with your van. I don't know what God did, I don't know what happened, but the van made get trouble. That evening I sat in the room, and God says, nothing is wrong with the van. That van went to Cayo and came back without a glitch or problem. We eventually then went to Trial Farm and back. Same thing, no problem. We recently came back from Gales Point, Malante. No problem. Tell me that they're not God. Tell me that they're not God. And the people who are around us and knows us and travel with us knew that the van was giving problem. Again, that van right out there, that van was a blessing from God, because months before we got that van, I saw myself in vision. I tell Fiona right away, I said, Fiona, I saw myself driving a big white van. You know what, Fiona? God will bless us with a van. No long after, we were blessed with that van, thanks to my friend from Sacramento, who paid 95% towards the van. And he gave us 95% of the funding towards the van. We just had to put the 5%, which we did. Alright? And guys, I want to tell you, you wonder why people give? They give to Ladyville Highlights because in return, many people who give to this organization have called me back and said, Mr. Magdaleno, when I give to your organization, it's like God just blessed me. One lady, I remember very well when Roxana was alive, one lady gave $1,000 towards Roxana's medical expenses. The next day, that lady said that because she never had no job, but she had $1,000 in the pinch for that $1,000 until he get a job, and she said something, just tell her send that money towards Roxana. When we did the live with Roxana the first time, that lady says the next day she got 2 jobs, not only one, 2 jobs in Los Angeles, California, because of what she did for somebody who was so much in need of the donation towards their medical situation. So, and then there are several other persons who can testify that, man, God has blessed me and I choose to work through Ladyville Highlights program. They will not stop giving to Ladyville Highlights because they see how God has blessed them in return. Alright? So the purpose of this video, guys, then is to tell us and to help you, the receiver, and to also inform the donors that we will be accepting love donation towards the items, especially medical items, because we have to drive to different places to receive these items. And the ones that come from the States, still yet, these persons who send these items from the States, these are the pampers, these underpads, these walkers, these crutch sticks, they have to pay for them. And let me tell you, some of the shippers, they're not care, you know. Some of the shippers, well, business is a business, ma'am. We know you're sending to a donation, but business is business, and we have a business to run. This is not charity. What Ladyville Highlight does is charity, but what we do is a business. So these people in the States send their items. It costs them money to send it to us. All right. So you, the recipient, and then we are not putting a price. We're not putting a price on the items you receive, but if you go and buy a pack of Pampers, adult diapers, it will cost you close to $20, $25, $40, next to $50. If you go to buy a walker, if you go to buy a wheelchair, we have given, if I go to count the amount of wheelchairs we have given away to people throughout this country, I'm not talking only in Belize City, because we have sent wheelchairs as far as Punta Gorda, as far as different villages in the south, west, north, and south. We have supplied people in need with wheelchairs, and we don't charge them. We don't charge them. Alright, but starting Monday, guys, we still want to continue to do this work, you know, because nowhere else in this country you can go and get free hospital bed from whoever have it. And the thing is, we get these stuff, we donate it back to people who need it free of cost. There are several persons right now who are on hospital beds that we receive as donations, and we give it to them free of cost to make and improve their life and make them live a little bit more comfortable, man. All right. And then at times we have to deliver these things. Nobody gives us anything towards our gas. All right. So guys, all we are asking is for your consideration towards what we do. We are asking for your kindness, the same way we are kind enough to have been giving these items to you guys free of cost. We are asking for a kind donation, a love donation towards the items you receive. Alright? Now, there are some persons like Miss Diana. Diana doesn't have a job. Diana stands by bodies and hustles to get Marlene money to buy adult diapers for her daughter Nicole. There are persons like Trey Son. Alright? There are so many other people who we will waive. Alright? We will waive the donation to them. But then there are others who we know you guys can give a donation. Alright? We're not asking for no big donation, but come on, man. Let your conscience be your guide, my granny may I say. Let your conscience be your guide towards whatever donation you receive from us, as we also have our operation expenses, my living expenses. I have to pay for the internet. Every month you have to pay for the internet, and they say, yes, you have a phone book. That doesn't mean I have a bill to pay. Alright, that doesn't mean I still have a mortgage to pay. That doesn't mean we have to still pay water and light. Alright, so your donation towards item received, you will receive a Ladyville Highlights receipt. Alright, and we'll stamp it. Ladyville Highlights, donation towards blah blah, donation towards crutch stick, donation towards adult diapers. You will receive an official receipt, and that donation will then be deposited to the Ladyville Highlights operating account. Alright, so thank you guys for your support, donors. We thank you so much, because you, the donors, make it possible for us to be such a blessing to many Belizeans throughout this country. Alright, and we thank the villages, because even the villages, when we go, we ask them for a $3 donation. They're not vexed. They give it. There are some people who give, say, this Albert, take the $5, take the $10, because what only they do is valuable more than what the $3 or the $5. Alright, so we thank you, the donors. We thank God, because without this divine inspiration that God spoke to me, I literally heard the man talk to me. And you know what I'll do next? I'll do a video on how you can hear from God, because many people say, Mr. Albert, where God sound like? What you hear? What you say? How you get to hear from God? I will tell you in the next video that I do how to hear from God, the strategies and the things you need to do in order to hear from Him. Alright, like I said, I was in my room, laying down, and the voice of God says, Albert, there's nothing wrong with your van. Go and drive it, and you will see nothing wrong with your van. And to this day, the van has been going and continuing to do this great work of reaching the needs of the suffering, of the poor, of the disenfranchised, and persons throughout this country. We go in their villages, in their communities, and we bless them. Our trip to Malante was so wonderful. Our trip to Trial Farm was also wonderful too. And to see the smiles on children's face, on adults' face, on grown men, grown women's face, it warms your heart to know that indeed God is in this thing. Alright? So remember, starting Monday, this Monday, we will be issuing a receipt towards your love gift. Remember, you realize I not say how much you give. Alright, I never say how much you give, but it is a love gift that you give towards us, towards the program, to keep this program going. Alright, because when the vehicle go down, we have to find the money to pay the mechanic. We have to find the money to pay the gas station when you go to pick up items from great distances. Alright, so the least you can do, guys, we've been doing it for free for years, month in, month out. Ha, it come for you, ha, see a walker, ha, see a wheelchair, ha, see pads, ha, see under pads, ha, see. Come on, be conscientious, and just like how you receive, you must also freely give. Alright, blessings, and to God be the glory for this great work. Again, big things in store for Ladyville Highlights, and we look forward to your support. Bless you. I must also mention that we also receive donated barrels of items from the US. The senders are unable to pay for the items, and so what happens, the shippers hold on to them until we go in and clear them. Alright, so again, your small donation, whatever you choose to give, will help us to clear backed up stuff that comes to us that the sender was unable to pay for, and therefore we have to find the cost to take it out from storage from the shippers. All right, again guys, any donation will come as it will go towards helping us to care and to provide these items for our Belizean people who are in need and who can't afford to go and purchase them brand new. And so we are here to bless people with these items. All right, so thank you guys for your support. Looking forward to big things as we continue this year, 2024.